When someone shouts at you, do not raise your voice in retaliation. Instead, calmly say, I will not respond to that volume. This clearly establishes your boundaries, signaling to the other person that you do not permit anyone to speak to you in such a manner. Furthermore, deliver this statement in a voice slightly lower than your normal speaking tone. This makes you sound more in control and will, in turn, naturally prompt the other person to lower their voice as well. Finally, the slower you speak, the more confident you appear. A useful technique is to pause briefly before and after key verbs. For instance, I will not respond to that volume. The slower you proceed, the more effectively you regain control of the conversation. Here are a few strategies for dealing with a narcissist. First, call them out immediately whenever they bluff. Otherwise, they will seize upon it as leverage and continue to employ the same tactics in the future. You can calmly ask, do you think that looks appropriate? Or do you really think that's okay? They will be forced to back down in order to maintain a semblance of consistency. Second, point out every instance of self-contradiction. This clearly signals that you'll be trifled with. Remember to keep a precise record of what they say so that you have evidence ready when they attempt to deny it. Finally, do not let them change the subject. Whenever they try to veer off track, gently but firmly steer them back, sticking strictly to the facts, or even repeating your original question using just a single word. This allows you to maintain firm control over the pace and direction of the conversation. When responding to the question, how are you? It is advisable to shift your focus toward the future rather than dwelling on the past. Responses such as I am getting by or better than before merely cast the conversation into the shadow of the past. Conversely, sharing what you are looking forward to or what you are currently working on makes you appear more positive, confident, and engaging. If the question makes you feel uncomfortable, you can gently steer the conversation toward the present day. For instance, by saying, I had a very productive morning. The other person will not realize that you are sidestepping personal topics. Above all, remain authentic. If you are facing difficulties or struggles, speak about them openly, for genuine human connection and trust are often built upon authenticity rather than perfection. When someone asks, how have you been lately? The good way to respond is to focus on the future rather than the past. Saying, I am doing okay, or a little better than before, merely suggests that you are dwelling on negative experiences, offering nothing new or engaging. Instead, sharing something you are looking forward to or currently working on makes you sound more positive, confident, and interesting. If the question makes you feel uncomfortable, you can subtly pivot the conversation to the present by saying, I've had a really productive morning today. And the other person usually won't even notice that you've changed the subject. Finally, be sure to be honest. If you aren't doing well, just say so directly. Genuine connection stems from authenticity, not from pretending to be perfect.